Hello everyone, as promised that I'll make up for the videos that I haven't made. Here comes a question on popular demand, stone game. Without much ado, let's get started with the question and let's try and understand the question as well as the solution by the presentation that I have created for this. So let's get started. Stone game lead code 877, and this is the first question of the Stone game series. We have already solved Stone game 7 in the past. I am attaching the link of this video. I would recommend you guys to have a look at it after this question. It's exactly on the same lines. I would say easier than that. So if you have done that question, just recall it and then try to attempt this question back. Otherwise, you can start with this only. Let's continue. There were a few takeaways from the question, and I have highlighted all those pointers here. So let's try and understand each and every pointer that was specified in the question. There are an even number of piles arranged in a row, and each pile has a positive integer that represents the number of stone in that ith pile. That means the total number of piles that we have is 2k. Alex start the game. Each turn, a player takes the entire pile of stone from either the beginning or the end. That means if Alex gets the first turn, then he can either choose x1 or xn. That's up to him which element he wants to choose. The total number of stones that we have is odd. That signifies there won't be any ties. And the last objective states that the objective of the game is to end with the most stones. That means the objective of the game is to make sure that the winning person gets the most stones. This is the most crucial point of the question, and keep a note of it. Let's try and understand this point itself. The objective of the game is to end such that the winning person gets the most stones. So, how can this be done? We have to divide the total stones that we have into two piles such that the one pile contains the maximum number of stones that were possible while picking up elements from this array, whereas the other pile will pick up the minimum stones that were possible out of the choices that were encountered while picking up stones from of this array. What I am trying to say is uh, one person will try to maximize his profit or maximize the count of stones that he can pick up, whereas the other one will try to minimize the count. Why I am saying minimize? Because the objective is of the game is to make sure that the winning person gets the maximum stones in the end. So that will only be possible if one person is trying to maximize the gain, whereas the other person is trying to reduce the gain. I hope this logic is clear to you. Just remember that there are two players playing the game. One is trying to maximize the profit, the other one is trying to minimize the profit. And I hope you have gone through Stone Game 7 video. We'll solve the question exactly on the same lines as we did that question. So it's highly recommend to go and see that video. Now let's move on to the coding section where I'll explain what I am doing. If you have understood this much of the question, you have understood the solution. We'll be using recursion along with memoization to come up with a solution. Why am I using recursion here? Because we are not sure which path will actually lead to the solution. So I have created a DP array that will memorize the output at various combinations of left and right. I'll explain in the later part of the section. So let's try and understand this helper method. It accepts four parameters. The first one is a pile set. The second one indicates the leftmost index on which we are starting the operation. The third one indicates the rightmost index on which you have the input array, the pile set, and the fourth parameter signifies whose turn are we gonna start with. Since it's Alex's turn, we have passed through here, and this is the helper method. it returns the total number of stones collected by Alex. So the first text says if my leftmost index turns out to be greater than the rightmost index or equal to the rightmost index, I simply abort the process and return 0 from there. The second condition states if I've already calculated the answer for dp of left comma right in the past, I simply return that value. The next if check states that if it is Alex's turn, I calculate the answer assuming I have picked up the leftmost pile, and herein the leftmost picked up pile sum will be equal to helper. You pass in piles, you increment the index of left, you pass in right, and you pass in false for the next turn to be that of lees, and you add piles dot left in your answer. Otherwise, you pick up the rightmost index, you pass in helper, piles, left, right minus 1 because you are reducing the rightmost index, and you pass false to indicate that next turn is of lees, and you add piles dot right. And since it's Alex's turn, you want to maximize his gain. So dp of left comma right would be equal to math.max, the number of stones that we have picked up using the leftmost index, the total amount or the number of stones that we have picked up using the rightmost index, and you simply return this dp of left comma right. Otherwise, if it happens to be Lee's turn, then again you will do a similar kind of thing, but instead of maximum, you will minimize the profit. Here dp of left comma right would be equal to math.min, whatever sum you have calculated using the leftmost index, comma, whatever sum you have calculated using the rightmost index. And once we have done with the complete reversal, you simply return dp of left comma right. And in the end, what we are going to check, we will check what is the value at the 0th index, comma, piles dot length minus 1. Why we are doing this? Because this assumes that we have iterated the complete array starting from the 0th index up till n minus 1. And if that this value happens to be greater than 0, that means Alex has won the game. And doesn't it seems obvious that this will always be true? The answer is yes, and I have another proof of it. So let's talk about that proof. There was another constraint given in the question that the total number of stones that we have is odd. That means it's of the format 2p plus 1. Now and we know that Alex is starting the game, he gets to choose the first stone. That means if we want to divide this total sum of piles into two sets, the closest sum that will be generated would be p comma p plus 1. And Alex is starting the game, so he will always opt for the one that has odd sum in totality, if this kind of distribution is possible. Otherwise, this will always weigh more than the left part, and Alex is still gonna win the show. And here Alex will make sure that he is making such a decision that leads to the odd sum in the end. So this is it, and since he is starting the game, that means he will always win the game. I hope you understood this logic as well and enjoyed today's session. If you did, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for viewing it. Have a great day ahead and stay tuned for more updates from Coding Decoded. See you tomorrow with another fresh question.